Hi everyone, this is Preston Pham, and I'm here to do a research proposal. And then the topic is the impact of ERP system on productivity. So first off, to get to know a little bit more, um, about the ERP system and productivity. As of up now, we do know that business leaders over the world in a variety of organizations often invest millions of dollars to implement a so-called ERP enterprise resource planning system in hope of transforming their business process, and then bringing productivity and also generating revenues for the company. However, there has been statistically evidence from the past that there are financial losses, within the ERP projects, and then some companies do not realize the expected benefits of an ERP system that should deliver. So the hypothesis here for this proposal is that does technology advancement in the work environment and excessive use of technology, which mainly in this topic is ERP, contribute to better productivity, or instead is decreases it? So this proposal is to understand how productivity overload contributes to ERP project outcomes and whether worker productivity and technology dependence influence the effect of technology and the project success. And then this proposal will give you a little bit more background in the beginning. Then I'll talk about the existing literature, and then the theoretical lens for analysis. What data I'm pulling out, and then last of all is a summary and where do we go from here. So as you may know, that the ERP an enterprise resource planning system is very complex. You have the e-commerce, you have the customer management, inventory, finance, procurement. Everything sits on a interface, to handle business things. And along this line, as you can see here, there are CRM, estimation, production, purchases, inventory, finance, HR, and payroll. There can be things that can go wrong within the project. So the data in here I'll be using is that I am pulling data from the economic report of the president, and there are some data on OECD for a study on ERP and the productivity growth in the US. And then there are various data from few Fortune 500 companies that have ERP implementations, such systems as Oracle, Salesforce, or SAP. Okay, and I want to provide, let's go back to a little bit more about the background. So an ERP system is a software solution that comprises of several business functions, um, and the gain of ERP for organization is the transformations of efficient operational for better executive decision making, departmental communications, and data integrations, to create this business value of cost deductions, improve customer satisfactions. So there has been many ERP implementation studies in the past, that review a large number of critical success and failures with ERP projects, and then however the rates of ERP projects in being successful are relatively weak. So researchers conducted studies that focus on human, technological, strategic factors such as user involvement, leadership support, business process re-engineering, and IT governance. However, they haven't touched. There's an unexplored dimension, is the effect of technology usage on the responsibility of what an ERP system can deliver. So in the past, several research measure ERP success with emphasis on project management, demonstrated by the ability for executive team to deliver ERP system on time, budget, by meeting expectations of business requirements. So those are some of the basic ones, and then it can diverse into whether it's geography, industries, implementation of successful measures, IT lock-in. There are factors that are critical to a wide range of possibilities that why projects fail, and then what can researchers do to contextualize the factor of ERP research across the dimensions of organization, strategic factors, management change, and technological factor. Okay, so you can see here my proposed function for ERP success rate will be investment plus log top management support plus project management and then plus year implementations. The main important one here is the human factor, and E will be a residual arrow term. And then here I'll move along with the existing literature and theoretical scope. So from the past, there has been, in order to address the gaps related to the research of factors that contribute to ERT failure, one might need to utilize the theory of critical success factors as, the theoretical lens to determine whether technology overload is the contributing factor to ERP implementations outcomes. In the case of ERP implementations, extensive prior research needs to be done to reconcile such factor. And then as from my literature review, Francois provided useful examinations of critical success factors from project environments across dimensions of project in Iran and Canada. The project management perspective refers to the management strategy for controlling and monitoring the elements of projects such as scope, deliverables, timelines, while a project team competency, such as skill set, teamwork, and cooperations in business and technical expert in delivering the solution. So these dimensions could form a basic hypothesis with findings to support the significant relationship exists between ERP implementations and the two factors of project management and human competency. And then going forward, while researchers used a diverse range of approaches to study the critical factors that contribute to ERP outcomes, many of the findings pointed to similar factors such as change in project management, top management support, and organizational strategy, alignment strategies, and organizational learning as contributing factors as mentioned above. None of these researchers investigated information technology and communication versus the human-computer interactions to determine whether the way ERP project teams use technology to contribute to the success or failure of ERP projects. And that this has been done so in a unique case by Carl, Wisconsin, and Liu. They examined the effect of technology usage on human-computer interactions, and then to find the overload of cognitive processing, and then this have led to decreased worker productivity, such as technology, the more usage. So individuals with high dependency on technology experience the effect of technology overload rather than the ones with lower technology dependence. And then these findings suggest ways that technology can be a bad thing because it's leading to lower productivity as expanding the longer time of connectivity. Okay, so as a result, taking together a review of relevant literature, it demonstrates that ERP implementation projects continue to fail despite of the large amount of investment in IT spending and numerous studies that involve investigations of a variety of factors to inconclusive results and contradictory findings. So ERP outcomes present an opportunity to shift academic and practical thinking away from traditional accepted factors such as inadequate project management, leadership support, change management, and to include a new line of inquiry into the understanding of why ERP project fails. This shifts involve exploring the human-computer interactions of ERP project teams to understand ERP overload plays a role in worker productivity and substantially negative effects on ERP outcome. So as consistent theme for literature review is that the contemporary knowledge workforce increasingly uses the dependent upon the technology, the workplace, and constantly connected to the overload and stress of understanding how to use this technology. So by a study looking at the degree of technology overload predicts that ERP implementation success, whether worker productivity mediates the technological dependence, moderate the effect of technology overload on ERP success. So summary, the problem addressed in this paper is simple. So despite significant financial investment made by organizations to implement ERP system, prior research explored ERP failures. The ERP implementation success rate continues to remain low in practice, and increased technology usage in workplace coupled with higher dependence on technology often leads to technology results in poor decision making and decreased productivity. And it explains why the new studies will be addressed this problem, and then we need to fully investigate the degree to which perception of technology overload predict the perceive of ERP project success. So lastly, open and effective collaborative enterprise-wide communications between project teams, stakeholders, and functional business units and external partners significantly influenced ERP success. So the pattern detected from characteristics from all of the above identify ERP success depends on people. The human element of providing management support for organizational planning and executing projects, making key decisions, is effective throughout the organizations for helping the success of ERP projects. So in addition to this, findings need to be critical, showing success factors over time, human factors that can significantly during the early stages of ERP projects. Future studies could examine the relationship between technological overload and the top factors across various project stages to determine if the specific stage of a project, if a life cycle, influence the significance to ERP success. So in short, the purpose of this investigative paper is to investigate the degree to which perceptions of technology or factor might ultimately predict ERP project success, but if this study is done in a rigorous way. So by answering these questions and relative ones, this paper attempts to be the first effort to address the problem of low ERP implementation success rates, but despite of the significant financial investment made by organizations and prior research that explored contributing factors of ERP failure, but with the main dependent variable of the human factor.